right. All right. Hello, everyone. I would recommend being in this room right now and paying attention to me with 100% of deep focus. Whew. It's been a while since I've been in front of a group of people, so it may be different this time. All right, so one thing I'm curious about, and actually the whole purpose of this talk is to feel into the nature of group intelligence. And so rather than an abstract thing, what I'm actually talking about is present right now, in that we are a group and there's an expression of intelligence. There's an expression of our creative togetherness arising understanding. As we talk together, all of our ideas mingling, our sense of who we are in this world, that's all evolving right now and right here. But to really take advantage of the full potential of this group, it's helpful to feel into our bodies. And the reason why that's important is because our body is how we come to know anything ever, that we're born without words and all of our knowings first form in our physical presence, in connection to the world. So, let's see. Can I invite everyone to stand up? Yeah. All right. This is the part that I was. Yeah. All right. So here's a we. I feel more like a we now that we're all standing up. And in whatever way feels comfortable, starting to shift your weight around. And let's make a noise together. Yeah, some monkey. There we go. yeah. This guy's gonna permission us. All right, like monkey noises. We got our like. All right. So I could imagine more, but actually I'm overwhelmed asking for all these things. So y'all could sit down again. And something I'm going to ask as we go through this is to just notice what it's like in your body right now. Like, you know, you can look over at a chair or something to the side, notice, you know, what's happening inside. Yeah. So this is fun. I shouldn't. Yeah. Okay. So conference. This conference. Actually, as far as conferences go, earlier I saw a picture and I was afraid that there's going to be a lot more sort of disembodied being on phones, and I find that everyone's really present here. Yeah, so thank you. Okay, let's see. Bottom-up processes. This is an example of the Tokyo, all the different cities around Tokyo. There's a subway, and some researchers, they put these oat flakes around in the same places as the cities, and then a slime mold created a network structure to most efficiently gather those resources, and it ends up looking very similar to the Tokyo subway. And that process was a bottom-up cellular process of chemical gradients and simple genetic switches. So in a similar way, when an embryo is first forming, there are these chemical gradients that form. And like here we have one, this sort of thing, this ends up being like, okay, this is the head. Then the other side is the foot. So there's all these different, like each cell notices the chemical field in its vicinity, and then based on that, it will trigger new gene expression, and eventually that's how the body plan gets set up. So in the same way as a cell feeling its chemical environment, we're individuals feeling our emotional environment. Okay, and then the embryo continues to grow, and it looks like this. Something interesting here is that from a reflex point of view, the embryo starts off internally rotated like this, which is a pretty protective point of view. This is kind of like fetal position. And so you start off life this way, and then you pop out, and you've never breathed before, but you have to breathe or you're going to die. So then the Maro reflex happens, and you take a big breath. And so in the same way that we're in relation to social reality, like me being up here, there's a lot of intensity, and I slept last night, and actually I was feeling a little bit like sort of unwell, this sort of like, oh no feeling, and just wanting to be in bed and sleep in. And now opening up, here I am. So these biorhythms are happening every day as a part of our lives, and is how social organism organizes itself. Oh, okay, and this also gets to my personal story and how I got to be interested in this sort of thing is anxiety and depression, all kinds of painful things. I got my tech job out of college, and I especially remember how rigid my neck was as I sat next to my coworker, and I didn't want to be judged, so I had to work, but actually I was kind of tired inside because I was so strung out, so I better drink more coffee. And then it's like, why do I feel sick? I don't know. Maybe it's the accumulation of what is it? Something like inhibition of the natural biorhythms. So I went on a healing journey and tried a bunch of different things. That includes psychotherapy and group therapy modalities, but then also outside of therapy, there's also, for instance, circling, which is people getting into groups and relating their immediate experience. There's a lot of different modalities like this, and I'm going to come back to the group work because that's what is really the core of the talk. Oh, good. I do know what time it is. And, the reflex work. So I actually just came back from a training on the reflexes. And what I found out is that I wasn't actually doing this reflex where my head stays straight up and down. Instead, I was keeping my head like this. And now that I'd done just some basic, like I had a person pressing on me and physically moving my head, I noticed that it kind of releases some anxiety around just being in the world, because now the natural flow of movement is allowed in my system. And so just like allowing the innate movement patterns of the body, there's something similar of like, how do we enable or how do we allow the innate social patterns that human beings have evolved to use in coordinating? How does it feel good again to work together? So that's what inspires me and why I'm here. It's because I want to feel good working together, and I want to be in a world where people feel better about what they're doing together. And I think it's going to work better also. So it's not just about having fun, it's about being able to create the world we all want to live in together. Oh yeah, okay. And so once again, like how is it right now? I found this one kind of like overwhelming. There's so many things happening. All these different shapes. So you may notice that your body is, maybe your feet are turned in, or you're tired, or maybe you're ready to interact with the world with the intense extroversion that you were born with. Yeah, how does that feel? All right, okay, here's the interactive part. Okay, so finding people to talk to nearby. The question is, what brought you to East Portland? And I'm going to give everyone, let's say, I'll start with 3 minutes. Okay, so first say hello to the people around you, and then I can give some more instructions. All right, everyone starting to mingle a bit. Starting to mingle. I'm gonna add a little bit more structure here. It's fun. The mingling's happening. The effervescence. All right, Morgan, stop. It worked. Okay. All right. So with the same people though, with the same subgroup, I didn't want to break you up, but so much as now here's a question: is what brought you to East Portland? And start with one person speaking, and the other people in the group ask what's important about that. So let's stay with that and see what's underneath it, and go a few steps, and then I'm going to give us 5 minutes for this, and I'll also let you know when you can switch. It may be that if you have a big group, you could switch a few more times or not get everyone. It's not a big deal. What's important about that? Once someone has answered what brought them to Portland or East Portland, then repeat the question, what's important about that? You don't have to be completely rigid, but just to go deeper. Go deeper with it. All right. Feel free to switch who's answering questions. goodness. There's something, I feel like there was a moment just now. Was there a moment where it got a little bit quieter? No? Okay. Never mind. Actually, do mind though. Let's recohere as a single pointed attention. Maybe? There. It's 420. I don't smoke marijuana anymore, but yeah, I'm pretty time conscious right now. And it's true. Okay, I'll go back to that. I wonder if I can. Oh wait. Oh boy. Does this work on here? There's a potential security concern, says PowerPoint. Try it. Can you see? This is where I don't know how to use Microsoft anymore. Oh, this is unfortunate. Does someone know how to change what screen sharing? Okay, wait, in Slideshow? Okay, now can we see everything? No. What if I wanted to show this video?
Is it an extended screen right now?
Yay, okay. This is gonna happen now. All right, oh cool, okay. So here it is, here's the Coordinape ecosystem. It's popping. Boop, 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 doodle-doop, doodle-doop. Oh, done. Stop. Okay. I'm trying to remember which one is which. So Coordinape, I'm also going to talk. I can't pull up my own laptop, so I'll have to use words more. Coordinape is a way that you can. I think I'll just go to the website. Those are all the people using the app right now to give to each other. Spelled it right. Okay. I think that, so this is our website. I think I'm going to go with the documentation. All right, I'm going to check how I feel in my body. How to use it? Oh, there we go. Okay, so once you, the idea is that you can, it's a way to do compensation in an organization in a decentralized way. So this is what it looks like when you're, like you sign in, you're in a circle, so that means like your team or your DAO has a circle. You say what you've been working on, and then you who you're working with, and then you get to choose who you want to give to. This is kind of a funny picture because everyone's opted out, and it's all AK. But there you go. You can give to people. You get 100 tokens to start. It's done by epoch. Okay. And then eventually you end up with a graph, and there's the people you gave to. It sums up all of those things, and then you can do a token distribution based on that. Okay, so that's what all this is. These are there's Yearn and Bankless are some of the big groups in there. And then there's a whole bunch of DAOs that have used this and are distributing NFTs or tokens. Now I can try to get back to the presentation. This is okay. Present. There, got it. Okay, so now I run through this really quickly. You've seen there's the ecosystem. All right, I feel like I got disembodied there. That was a bit disorienting using a computer. That's kind of funny. Weird. Weird that happens. Okay, so there's a really great explainer app that will teach a bunch of network science through little games. And here's an example of, in this case, you want the spread of an idea. I mean, we've recently run into another kind of virality that is not as desirable. So depending on what kind of dynamics you want, maybe you do want social isolation, or if you want to have, but then if it's an idea, then kind of only these two people have the idea, and that's kind of boring. So you'd rather have something like that. The other failure case is that everyone's connected, and so they're in groupthink, and novel ideas don't have the opportunity to develop to a level where they could actually be used by the group. So this is kind of just pointing at something. It's something that at Coordinape we've been building out the basics of the app, but as we go on, we're going to be able to do a lot more analysis with it, and this is more pointing in a direction. Here's all the different types of connections you could have of a group of 3. So it's possible to do statistics. So on that whole ecosystem that we saw before, then we can look at what types of groups are happening, subgroups, and then correlate that. Maybe something that it could be correlated with is the health of a project. A token goes up, maybe there's certain features that we can find in the network that correlates with those happenings. This part, it's funny being that my intention is embodiment, and I feel like this part I feel less embodied with, probably because I don't actually know how it's going to work. But this is, and that's kind of ironic, actually. This is good. I'll tie it together. Since we're coming to an end, the thing that I found really powerful and that has inspired my theme today is being in a group of people that were emotionally open to each other, that were not taking things personally. And I saw that group of people express compassion and love and creativity. And it was really fun, and it was funny and delightful and memorable. So how is it that all of these, I was just talking to someone about Ethereum. It's like, what we're doing is we're making money into this thing that doesn't have a physical presence anymore. So there's almost something inherently disembodied about the whole endeavor. And even as I go on my talk and I try to talk about what I want to move towards building, I find myself get disembodied. So there's something funny going on, and so as a reminder, it's how does it feel in the body? Yeah. And how can we keep contact with ourselves and with our world, and at the same time, how can our technology increase our capacities at the same time that we stay connected? Yeah. That's it. Thank you, everyone.